I'm going to show you how to create a window application with IBX component set to access InterBase. First, let's create a VCL application. Then, in order to access uh, InterBase, we can use InterBase Express component set. So first of all, you need to use a TIB in database component and right-click the component, and you can activate the database editor. Inside the database field, you can type in the InterBase you want to access. In this example, we are going to access InterBase demo database employee. And at username, you can type in the InterBase username and the password of your own, or you can use standard test account information. And then we can test whether we connect to the InterBase successfully. As you can see, now we can successfully connect to the InterBase. So we can close the component editor. Then we can add in a transaction component. Okay, so that we can link this component together. And then we want to access the employee InterBase server's employee table. So we can use a TIB query component to run some SQL statement to access the employee data. So we can put in the IB query component, then link this component to the IB database component, and then we can also right-click the component, and then we can activate the edit SQL editor. So we want to select all the data from employee table, so we only have to double-click the employee table and double-click select star from employee. Then IB query component can generate a SQL statement automatically for us. Click OK. Then we can put in a tdata source component and link it to the IB query. Now we can add in another DB navigator component and a DB grid component, and align these two components at the top of the form. So we can align it and align the DB grid component. Okay. So now we only have to link these two DB aware component to the tdata source component, and then we can open the IB query component. Then you can see the data is selected from the InterBase employee table. So now if we save this project, and then we can build this project. So after you build this project, now we can try to run this application. You can directly run it inside IDE, or we can go to the project manager, and there's a show in the Explorer option. Then you can see that your project is saved here. And if you go to the debug directory, you can see Delphi can generate a window application for you. If you run it now, you can see that yes, you can see all the data from employee table. Okay. But as you can see, although we can browse different records inside the employee table, it seems that we cannot do anything about the data. We cannot edit, delete, or modify the data. Okay, in order for us to do the CRUD operation, we can come back to the application. Then we can put in another component called TIB update component, update SQL component. Then we can link our IB query component to this update component. And then you can right-click the IB update SQL component to activate its editor. So once you activate its editor, you can see that we can generate the SQL statement automatically for us. So the IB update SQL component can generate modify SQL, insert SQL, delete SQL, and refresh SQL for us. So once we have this component, then we can save it, and we can combine it again. Then we can come here. If you run the application again, you can see that not only you can browse the different data, you can also modify the data. Now you can also modify the data. For example, if I want to change the for extension from 2562 to 2565, you can just modify it, and then the data will be automatically updated back to the InterBase. Okay. So what about if you want to search some data? Can we do it with IP Express component easily? No problem. So let's add in some search capability to this sample application. Let us drop in a TAD control on the form. Then let us put in some T button component on the form. For example, now we want to type in some employee first name inside the edit control. Click the button, then we can search this employee. So in order to do that, we can double click the button, and we can use very easy code, because there's a locate method inside the IP query component. We can just locate what we want to search. For example, we want to search the first name here, and we want to search the value at that type at 81 control, and search any data that matches what we type in. Okay, so now we can just compile this application, then we can go run this application again. You can see that if we want to search the Terry guy, we can just type Terry and do the search. Then you can see that we can successfully search Terry.